Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So my project is called Deepfake Med, and it's an AI-powered tool that analyzes CT scans, MRI scans, and X-rays to determine whether they're authentic or potentially forged. It includes an AI forensic assistant with voice interaction, as well as an interactive 3D scan viewer that lets users look at the scan from like different angles. And I decided to create this project because there aren't many like reliable and accessible tools that can detect manipulated medical images. And also I wanted to explore how AI could be used to help identify potential signs of like forgery in these types of scans. So right now, there aren't many reliable and accessible tools specifically designed to detect forged medical images. And even when these tools flag an item, it can be if flag an image, it can be like difficult to understand why for some users. And so my project aims to like address this gap by creating like a tool that can like detect potential like manipulation and provide users with like a clear explanation. So the chart down there, it shows how deepfakes are becoming like a bigger part of like overall fraud from 2022 to 2025. The percentage of like fraud attempts involving deepfakes increased from 0.1% to 6.5%. This data isn't specifically about medical images, but it shows how quickly deepfake technology is becoming like a bigger concern. As the technology improves, it also raises like concerns about its use in medical imaging. Forged X-ray CT scans and MRI scans can become harder to identify, which is the problem my project Deepfake Med is trying to address. So as like we know, AI generated medical images are becoming like a real world concern because they can be very difficult to like distinguish from authentic ones. In a 2026 study, radiologists were only able to correctly identify AI generated X-rays 41% of the time when they weren't told that AI generated images were included. Even when they like knew to look for them, their accuracy only increased by like 75%. This shows that even trained medical professionals can have difficulty identifying AI-generated images, which is why better tools to assist with detection are needed. So this image shows how difficult it can be to identify an AI like generated X-ray. There are 8 scans labeled A through H, and the scans that are AI generated are B, D, F, and H. While the others like look super real, you can like tell, like you can't even tell if they're like fake or not because of how identical they look to the authentic ones. This shows why relying only on visual inspection isn't always enough and why tools that can help detect these types of forgeries are important. So my solution to this is an AI-powered tool that analyzes medical images for signs of forgery or AI manipulation. It can highlight suspicious areas, explain detected anomalies, and let users explore the scan using an interactive 3D viewer. It also includes an AI voice um, enabled forensic assistant that can help users better understand the results. So now that I've like explained the idea behind deepfake and the problem I'm trying to address, I want to show you how the website actually works. It'll take like a minute for it to load. Okay, so starting with the landing page, this gives us like a quick introduction to what Deepfake Med is and what like the platform is designed to do. And if you click on here, at the top left, you'll see a navigation like sidebar. And it's basically where there's like the 5 main components of the website, which are the forensic dashboard, image comparison slider, detailed anomaly breakdown, project information, and 3D interactive scan. So like the main part of my website is the forensic dashboard. This is where like users can upload like a medical scan and start investigating it. So let's upload like a fake one. Over here, as you can see, it says high risk tampered with, and it gives you like the probability score of how forged it is. And so after uploading an image, there are 3 different tools that the users can use to analyze the scan. The first is statistical artifact mapping. I added this because sometimes inconsistencies can be really difficult to notice when you're looking at the entire scan. With this feature, like the users can zoom in on different areas and look more closely for unusual patterns. As you can see here, it's like clearly zooming in a lot. The next is texture inconsistency map. This gives users another way to look for potential problems in the scan. Instead of manually searching for the problems in the entire image, there's a mask on the entire scan which helps look for inconsistencies like so much more faster. The third feature is the forensic assistant. I wanted to make the website more interactive, so I added a built-in microphone that allows users to ask more questions while they're analyzing the scan. This gives them like another way to interact with the platform instead of having to like figure everything out on their own. So let's test it out. Let's just say like hello. It answers, and then let's use like the mic. Hello, how are you doing today? It takes like time for it to load. And answers. So outside of the forensic dashboard, I also included a few other features to give users like different ways to examine and understand medical images. The first is the image comparison slider, which allows users to compare two scans and move between them using the slider, which makes it easier to like notice differences. On the left-hand side, we have like a mask like on a scan, and on the right-hand side, there's like the original scan, and you can like move it. The next is detailed anomaly breakdown, which focuses on like the potential anomalies in the scan and gives users like a more detailed way to understand what they might be looking at. So over here is like the forgery score, the detection sensitivity, and what engine like we use to like detect it. And then down here is like the breakdown of how the scan is forged. And it just explains everything. So the next one is 3D interactive scan, which allows users to like interact with like a three-dimensional medical scan and view it from different angles. So when I first started making this was actually pixelated, like the scan appeared pixelated, and so you couldn't like see it clearly. And I tried to like change the code, and I like worked on it for a couple of days, but it still didn't work. So what you're seeing right now is like a temporary solution. In the future, like I'm going to like fix it so the scan appears like 3D on here. But you can toggle the rotation to make it stop. You can zoom in and like view it from different angles. And when you're done, just click reset view. And lastly, it's project information. This page explains more about like the problem I'm addressing, why I created DeepFakeNet, and the purpose behind my project. There's also theme and styling. If you don't like dark mode, you can do light mode. If you want to change the color, you can like change it to like red, and it'll change like this like tiny stuff over here. And so yeah, overall, my goal with Deepfake Med was to create a platform that goes like beyond simply saying whether a medical image is real or fake. I wanted like the users to have like different tools to investigate a scan, identify potential inconsistencies, and better understand what they're seeing. That's the main idea behind Deepfake Med. Thank you.
Yeah. So firstly, it's a great idea. I mean, to identify the forged ones because there are like I think so there are a lot of people who are trying to forge these kind of like medical documents for their own advantage.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know like how did you come up with this idea? Like, who-
So actually, this wasn't my idea. Like I didn't originally come up with this. My original idea was something more different. It was about a medical condition, like about infant babies called SIDS. But I felt that idea was like too weak for me to make it into a website. And so my mentor, he showed me like a different like prompts, and this I happened to like notice the deepfake one. So I did some research on it, and I was like, oh, this is like very interesting. So yeah.
who was your mentor?
My mentor is I think his name is Chirag.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know like whom do you think can be like your potential customers?
Mainly like radiologists, I guess, people who work in hospitals like doctors and radiologists.
I mean, what I feel is like the insurance companies can also be one of the like
Yeah.
potential customers because people would try to like claim get money out of the companies using those fake documents and all that. So I think if you can just think about it and try to include things related in towards that direction, maybe it can be helpful.
Yeah.
And other than that, like what are the different data sources that you used in order to train your model and all?
So I just kept on feeding my model like fake like AI generated X-rays, MRI scans, and I used VS Code to help it too, I guess.
Okay, okay, got it. What I felt the great features were like you had those identifiers, different like why do you think this is forged? One is that. Then the zoom in feature looked really cool. Other than that, the 3D interactive scan part, okay?
Mhm.
I mean, I'd suggest if you keep working on that, it would be much more better and visual if you just go inside like a human body and try to see like why do you feel this is forged, right? So that can be really cool, and as well as like it's more interesting, right? When
Yeah,
you,
that was my
yeah.
like original plan to make it like actually 3D instead of like what you're seeing there, it's like 2D. But my code didn't like run through and I like didn't have that much time, so this is like a temporary solution.
Yeah, but you can just keep working on it, right?
Yeah, I'm working
Uh,
on it.
Okay. And like I want to know like what's the accuracy of this? Like how accurate do you think the current version of your project is giving the results?
I think it's pretty accurate. If I were to say it's probably like 90% accurate. Sometimes if I still have to like feed it more what's it called? I have to feed it more authentic scans. But yeah, most of the time it realizes which scans are authentic and which scans are forged.
Okay. What I'd suggest is maybe you can get it used by some of the medical field professionals and see if what like the results that you're showing are they actually accurate and is it really helping them out?
Mhm,
And maybe according to that, you can take their feedback and implement your.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is a really good idea. You
Thank
should keep working on it. Okay,
yes.
and the presentation was really good.
Thank
Yeah, so that's it for the technical round. Okay,
mhm.
so just stay on the call. There's another panelist who will be talking with you and your parents. Uh, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Sorry, I have a question. Basically, my parents, they're not at home right now. It's just me. So,
that's okay. That's okay. But
okay.
he'll still interact with you. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great presentation. Yeah. Bye. Have a
Bye.
good day.
You
Bye.
too.
Hi, Asya.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Hi. So great presentation and great demonstration. So I really like the project. So, but this part of the interview is about, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. So this part of the presentation is about your experience with the program. So I'd
Mhm.
like to know more about you. So tell me what kind of schools you're targeting and what major you're trying to get into.
I'm actually still choosing this. I actually don't know what I want to be. I'm very confused if I want to go in the cybersecurity or healthcare field. But this program like
Okay.
made me realize I could like do both. So I'm like still choosing.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So, how did you? Why did you choose this project? Like this project sounds very niche, right? I mean, it's not a problem
Um,
that everyone thinks about.
yeah, so I like did some research on this and I realized that there's actually not a lot of websites or apps that help with like forged scans and stuff. So I was like, oh, this could be pretty cool. I could like do make my website and like potentially like I could like grow it and like yeah.
Okay, interesting. And you can stop sharing the screen now.
Okay.
That's not necessary. All right. So, tell me about your mentors. Okay.